So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for... So, Shawn Michaels needs double knee replacement surgery. Recently had twisted rods removed from his back. God damn it. And it's funny because people conspiracy theorize that his back injury was played up and it wasn't actually as big as, or like as bad. That's sort of been a theory that surfaced. And I don't know, man. I think it's bad. And he has rods in his back. He just might not like to talk about it as much because it can be embarrassing for some dudes. You know, they get hurt and they can't wrestle. So they, instead of just being like, this happened, you know, or like someone gets cancer, they hide it because it's like kind of embarrassing, but kind of like they just don't want to go through the... Triple H's official Instagram is flooded with... Oh, I just Brendan Schaub that. Triple H's official Instagram is flooded with "We want Alberto" comments, mostly from fans in Mexico calling for his return. We want Alberto back. We want Alberto. We want Alberto, please. We want Alberto. Vamos, Triple Segoviano. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that I don't know. I just won't even read it. Queremos al patron no a esta way. Alberto Del Rio forever. People want him back, man. They may have up. It may have just backfired. The opposite of what happened. The reaction may have not have been what they hoped for. We'll put it that way. WWE ID wants to steer new wrestling students and experienced talents looking to refine their skills to the best wrestling schools. EPWTC1 in New Hampshire, I'll give them a follow, has earned the WWE ID designation by having a top-notch facility and first-rate training. So Alberto Del Rio thanks Rey Mysterio and the Mexican fans for the support they gave him at TripleMania, where they chanted his name. And yeah, dude, Rey was like really putting him over, and they wanted him in Mexico. They want your boy Del Rio back, man. Rey Mysterio seemingly confirms Del Rio will be returning to WWE television. Now, I don't know, man. This could be a little blown out of proportion. But he said, as soon, this is from Web is Jericho, baby. And Mysterio responded to in Spanish to fans, chanting Alberto's name, saying, "I'll bring him in. Wait on me." So if Rey comes out and goes, me and Del Rio, like, are the sickos going to turn on Rey, the Lucha Goat, dude? Like, if he's like, well, when I'm healthy, let's do a match in AAA, me and you, dude. We could get so much heat. It would be huge. We'll do it on one of these crossover shows. Ooh, Rey versus Del Rio. Whoa, that would go, or them teamed up against, I don't know, but this is happening because he responded in real time to the fans. Do you guys get it? This is the fans, the live audience dictating, not the sickos online. This is the live audience dictating what's going on, okay?
We'll rule you.
And Rey Mysterio has some pull, and maybe they do it a one-off. Who knows? Maybe WWE doesn't want the stink on them. He won't be back on Raw or SmackDown, okay, guys? But they might feature him on one of these AAA YouTube shows. Like, they brought Brock back, dude. They brought out Alberto after to address everybody. Oh, why? Why was he there, Phil? Oh, why was he there? Oh, he's actually gone. All the sheets. He's gone. Oh, he re-signed a deal. It's a deal.
It's just in from Phil Marks of PWT. He says, I told you so.
Yeah, because he works backstage. He's always going to work backstage there, for sake. So, speaking of AAA, they shattered online viewership with over 1.3 million streams. It's more than that. Deadline wrote some about it. Omos has new merch, and it describes him as a AAA talent, dude. So they put the tag on the tag of his merch. It says WWE and AAA, like Mr. Iguana and these other guys. So that's amazing. He won that Battle Royal there. I love it. You know, you just have him win those a few years in a row. And the La Copa Bardal, okay? And he's described as a AAA superstar on the site. And how will the proud luchadors of AAA Worldwide fare when the 7'3" giant Omos comes to tower over the roster like a skyscraper? And if you guys want to support PWT and are buying one of these Omos shirts or any of, oh, come on, Eric, that's not very fair to start shilling right now. But we have a WWE Shop affiliate link down below. And I try to encourage a healthy AEW to get one going themselves, but they don't, Eric. Oh, that's Eric. Oh, come on, that's not very fair. Chat me up about your affiliate link, Phil. Yeah, use my affiliate link below. No extra cost. It's fucking for WWE shop, and you can get yourself some Omos merch, I guess. We're going to shill it. So El Grande Americano, speaking from shilling it to killing it. He is killing it. Ludwig Kaiser, Danke. Okay, I don't even think that's him. I think that's Gable still. I still think it's Gable. That's my theory. It's actually still the same guy, Brian. But yeah, here's his interview where he's just slaying.
Pin
Con
con
el Grande Americano.
año de debut,
Hace un chingo.
nacionalidad,
Soy mexicano, güey.
signo zodiacal,
Cáncer.
You would get canceled for being like, no, I'm Mexican. Rachel Dolezal is back. She's like, I'm black. See, I was black this whole time. But no, it's just awesome that he can just say this, and we can all, like, if anyone gets mad about it, we're all just laughing, you know?
comida favorita,
Probablemente tacos y tostadas.
hobby,
Lucha libre. Claro, ¿no?
tu canción favorita para entrenar.
Cielito lindo.
A ver, cántala.
De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo.
Luchador favorito de la infancia.
El santo.
Finisher favorito.
Huracán.
Equipo deportivo favorito.
It's funny because this is like lore for El Grande now. Like him giving these answers. Let's say Chad would have answered them differently or not at all. But now these are the canon answers for El Grande until the reveal.
To.
En América.
Mayor miedo.
Nada.
Nada.
Soy el Grande Americano. ¿Qué?
Pin.
Speaking of the AAA show, Demonita puppet is on sale at WWE Shop for $100. Now that seems steep, man. That seems steep. They dead ass wrong for making Nick Khan enter the ring like that. So look at this video of them. Nick Khan goes through the bottom rope.
No mames, Nick Khan. No mames, Nick Khan.
That's foul, dude. Make him go through the middle rope. What are you doing? That's so foul to do to him. But what's with these Khan boys not being able to get in the fucking ring properly? So speaking of AAA Mexican, here's Deadline. They wrote this piece. Mexican Lucha Libre promotion, AAA, set a viewership record for Saturday's TripleMania XXXIII. For TripleMania XXXIII. The first to be held since the WWE acquired the brand. The annual event drew more than 4 million viewers within the first 24 hours. And that's the thing, too, dude. The numbers you initially see, you always got to wait a bit because YouTube numbers, like if I go into my YouTube studio, sometimes, especially when a video just comes out, your numbers will be higher than what shows on YouTube or whatever for like the public at the time because it's got to play catch up. And then you think about unique viewers. So how many people even tuned in, maybe watched 2 matches, fell asleep, or tuned in, watched some shit, left the page, came back half hour later, oh, this is still on, or how many people watch the whole thing front to back, or how many, you know what I mean? Unique viewers. It's even more than that. So it's fucking amazing. Amazing, spectacular. So Mr. Iguana and AAA champion El Hijo del Vikingo are both in Philly ahead of Raw. So Iguana showed up. He did another job, a better showing than his SmackDown showing, but he was on Netflix, dude. And they're looking at him, and Yeska and Vikingo was there on the show as well. And they're really pushing this AAA shit. And it's very AEW-ish of them, but they're doing a good job of making people know who Iguana is. And Vikingo, the WWE universe sort of embraces him a little bit more, but compared to the AAA universe, I guess. But yeah, it's awesome shit to see. However, don't overdo this. WWE can't overdo this, okay? They can't go too crazy with it. Otherwise, like I get wanting to get Vikingo over and to get him more popular and put him on Netflix so people know who he is and shit. And this sort of indicates to me they're planning on running with him with that title for a while. So I don't know, man. It'd be cool to see Dom eventually get it off Vikingo. If it's not going to be like Del Rio or comes back. Like if they just fucking if Vikingo like got another defense, let's say he fights Dom one-on-one and he beats Dom clean and everyone's like, "Oh shit." And they're just booing this guy. And then imagine like Del Rio just shows up. Place fucking erupts. Ugh. I know it's crazy we're fantasy mark booking it. I know that there's accusations against Del Rio, but I don't know any of that. He's not in prison. So what am I supposed to assume about the fucking guy? Right? I didn't investigate the shit. I'm not. This ain't people's court. This ain't people's court, bitch. I'm just fantasy mark booking like good wrestling in Mexico, right? So he comes back, the place fucking erupts. They just martyr him. It's Del Rio Vikingo. And then maybe Del Rio even takes the L in the match, but then Del Rio like shakes his hand and puts him over and is like, fuck, man, this guy, cuts a promo, like, maybe some people jump them. They're forced to team up. Something like that, and then he kind of passes it over, tries to make it like don't hate this guy type shit. Boo Nick Khan's ass trying to crawl in the fucking ring through the bottom rope. Anyways, and it's for the Mexican fans, like whatever our culture or whatever the fuck people have to say about the situation over here, over there, where they tried and everything, put him in jail then, if that's what like Rey Mysterio is like the nicest. Everyone's like he's the nicest guy of all fucking time. Rey Mysterio had that documentary about his life and the worst thing he ever did. And he got so emotional about it, and he even got mad at his wife, kind of. He's like, no, tell them the honest truth. Like, don't try and make me look good. Tell them honestly about me. And this is the worst thing in his whole doc about his life was fucking, he was on pills at one point. Like he really fucked his leg up and he was bulking up on steroids and shit. And he was taking a bunch of pills and he was like getting mad at his wife and talking shit to her and being unappreciative of her, which it's like, if that's the worst you've ever done in your life, like that was his lowest. It's like for how long he's been in pro wrestling, you know how fucking impressive that is. And the era he came up in, his lowest was like, oh shit, I took too many pills for a while and went off the deep end. And it's my wife still has my back through that shit. Like that's how good of a guy Rey is the point I'm making, right? And he's like, well, I'll bring Del Rio back. Like that's my guy. I'll just go based on what I see on that. I'm not like watching his life and shit. I'm just watching him on. I'm sure there's like football players who have situations with fucking, you know what I mean? Do people stop watching their team and stuff? I don't know. So I just don't even want to speculate on it all. It's bullshit. You get wrapped up in these dumb arguments and whataboutisms and doing like and being like, well, what about Brock? Or like, so you defend Vince or so? Like, no, every situation's situational. I have no clue. And like, we don't even know, is Paige coming back to WWE? Everyone's like, well, Paige is going to be in. Well, she's not even back. So do we even actually know? And George Capture says Rey is a deadbeat dad. You are right. That is the worst. That is the worst thing I think he could have done, actually. What am I talking about? What a sleazeball. But speaking of AAA, TripleMania XXXIII was the most viewed and highest grossing TripleMania in event history. According to a press release, the event has been watched by more than 4.3 million viewers in the first 24 hours on WWE and AAA's YouTube channels in Spanish and English, and hit a peak live concurrent audience of 614K. Beat Dynamite. The show also marked the highest attendance for any Mexican Lucha Libre show this year and set AAA's all-time gate record. Additionally, the event broke records for the highest ever merchandise sales in AAA history. And what did I tell you guys, man? This fucking merch that's gonna fucking fly when WWE's machine gets involved. The merch that's gonna fly off the fucking shelves. You gotta love it. And here was Triple H's reaction to Pimpinella Escarlata kissing luchadors at TripleMania. Now, this shit popped me hard. The crowd's reaction made me go, what? Like, who's coming out? Stone Cold? Right? Like, the fucking pop when Pimplinetta, hopefully I'm saying the name right, but when Pimplinetta came out, you'd think fucking... And then this this guy, my guy over here, right? My guy, we'll call him they, them, who fucking comes dancing out. Everybody's going nuts. Like they're going insane. And he's just sloppy shop in the ring, but kissing everyone, and everyone's exploding for every move. And then they just kind of do a goofy eliminate, which is what you do. It's just like a comedy character, clearly. I fucking popped for it. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, it's like Adrian Adonis or whatever. I said, like the Gold Dust. This is like, reminds me of Gold Dust kind of. And then Mr. Iguana, someone pointed out, is a combo of like Santino and Gold Dust, or something like that. But either way, I digress. Here's Triple H's reaction to Pimplanetta. He's like, what the fuck? RFK wouldn't like this. I think he's just kind of no-selling everything. Do you guys think that he's like pissed by this or uncomfortable by this or what? Does that face read uncomfortable? I don't know, man. I don't know. It just kind of looked like that's how they watch. Like Nick Khan's face never changes ever. I mean, his face just looked normal the way he'd be watching wrestling. And then for Triple H, I don't know. He was kind of red in the face. Like maybe he was like, what the fuck is this shit? But you hear the reaction and it's like, dude, you got to give the people what they want. So TripleMania drew more than 4 million viewers. We read that via Deadline. I think we have maybe one more. And that was it on the AAA news. We have tons more WW fucking E news. So let's continue along here. In the name of New Jack, here was on Raw, right? So Monday member show, I had to dip out. I didn't get to watch Raw. I watched it the next day on Tuesday. And Paul Heyman, they were in Philly, and he just cut a wild-ass promo on Tommy Dreamer.
In the name of the Sandman, smashing a beer can into his head. In the name of New Jack being the only real gangster in this business. In the name of Rob Van Dam smoking his opponents all the way down at the corner of Swanson and Rittner. In the name of the late, great Sabu, innovating moves that nobody ever saw before. In the name of the late, great Tommy Dreamer. Yeah, I know he's not dead yet, but he should be.
That's crazy. He's still alive, Breaker says, and then Heyman's like, unfortunately, that is savagery, dude. Speaking of savagery and degeneracy, Mandy Rose said there was a what outbreak at NXT? We'll give this one a fucking you what?
You what?
For Mandy Rose saying she had to clean up a herpes outbreak. Why doesn't this video work? What's going on here? Did they flag it or something? Anyways, oh no, here it's working now. Sometimes these videos get flagged or they are lagging out. Yeah, what the fuck is going on? I remember this happened with a JD clip.
Herpes outbreak, guys. I don't even know if everyone knows that one.
Please don't even talk about that.
I'm in the ring. Remember Daria had
like,
the
we made
Ninja
it.
Turtles
We
thing
made
on
it.
the
We
vacuum.
made it.
We made it. But this is the beautiful thing too is NXT because
Yeah, that video's like tripping out. But the herpes outbreak, aka, I mean, what was it? Lip herpes? Was it fucking dick herpes? Like, what are we talking about here? That's gross. You guys are sick. Thank you for cleaning it up. No. So moving along here, Roman versus Bronson Reed has been announced for Clash in Paris. Bronson Reed said his mobility in his right foot will never be 100% again after injury. I believe that, brother. Rhea Ripley revealed a new tattoo that she got. Okay. I'm not sure. The fucking tweet is gone. You guys saw it on Raw. She revealed her new tattoo. And so Jacob Fatu reveals, speaking of revealing revelations, I don't know, revealing shit. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but Jacob Fatu reveals who he would have on his bar fight roster. Okay, so Andre the Giant, Haku, Umaga, and Harley Race. I'm down. I think all of those names work out pretty well there. The Steam Pig, Ridge Holland, says his match on Wednesday night's Evolve is the start of his fight to keep his job with WWE. So he says, tomorrow isn't just another match. It's the start of a fight for my livelihood, my job, a place in this company. I'm desperate. Back to the beginning, to my roots, to find a way forward. Rugby bred, ring fed. Yeah, I don't know how long you'll be in the Fed, motherfucker. Derpies? Yeah, that's what I had trying to figure out what reword I was looking for there. I think redacted was the one I was looking for. There has been discussion within the broadcast industry that they planned and added WWE event for 920 could end up being an extra unique event that would air on ESPN as a preview of the type of programming WWE will bring to that partnership that officially kicks off in April 2026. WWE has plans to unveil the new PLE and where it will broadcast sometime this week. Bickety bang. So we actually get an announcement on that as WWE Raw Netflix views for last Mondays were down slightly from the post SummerSlam episode as expected. 2.8 million views with 5.3 million hours watched. And then we're getting all this new news about new news about what's going on with all the different TV deal action. So Clash in Paris is set to be the last PLE on Peacock. So boom, they're just going just like that, blink of an eye, Thanos snap, they're over on ESPN. The WWE deal with Peacock for PLEs is going to wrap up with Clash in Paris. It appears all future events are going to be airing through ESPN. So apparently what happened was they had the deal with Peacock and they were contracted. Who's this from? Brian Alvarez. So this is a fucking trying Brian again. I hate when it's like, well, what had happened was exactly. It's like, come on, man. X number of PLE dates, and so because this year had 2 nights of SummerSlam, which is an extra PLE the second night, and because they added the Women's Evolution show, and there might have been another show or two that they added, but I know for sure it was the second night of SummerSlam and Evolution. They have reached their quota, so the final show on Peacock is Clash of Paris, and then everything's going to be moving to ESPN. What that means for Peacock, though, through the end of the deal, rather, which is, I think it's like the middle of 26. Still a lot of questions that need to be answered, such as what's going to happen to the library. I know there's been a lot of discussion that the library may end up going to YouTube. I'm sure there are a lot of other people in the running as well. Yeah, it's just slowly all going to YouTube, man. But that is a question yet to be answered. And there's a possibility that different shows will air on Peacock between now and the end of the deal. Saturday night's main event might end up on Peacock. NXT, I don't know. That's a question as well. As far as I know, they may continue to air on Peacock. We got some answers to that as well. All I know for sure is that WWE's PLE's Clash in Paris, that's it. They're going to be going to ESPN. Fuck yeah. So shout out WWE for that. I was so excited I jumped out of the folder. How about that? So WrestlePalooza here. WWE's as yet announced pay-per-view on the same day as All Out will reportedly be WrestlePalooza, which was right. That's correct. So WWE and Peacock have worked out a deal to include main roster WWE programming to stream on NBC Universal. So via the Hollywood Reporter. So this comes out later in the day. And again, all this news is breaking like throughout the day. So don't be quick to like call people fools and shit and jump on people before you get the info. You know what I'm saying? But Fadeaway Media is like a brand new WWE show. It could just still be Saturday Night Main Event. Maybe they go, hey, we have a show on CW, NXT. Let's split NXT into 2 brands. NXT. What I call it on WWE 2K Universe is NXT Gold and NXT Platinum. And you do 2 different fucking shows. Someone's going to steal that now. Watch, but Trips, Heyman, if you're listening, right? Pitch that one. And yeah, you could say like, hey, here's an NBC fucking NXT show or something. Maybe that's how it works out. Who knows? But WWE's content's up for grabs, man. And I don't know. I think they just want it to be everywhere and you catch what you catch. And I've broke this down for people as well. In Canada, on Crave, they don't have AEW shit. Crave is the HBO Max, essentially, right? All the DC stuff, everything Warner Brothers is on Crave, except for fucking AEW. And then they have WWE shit on there, like LFG. And like Treasures and Greatest Moments and all this shit. So it's quite odd, but I digress. We learned more. WrestlePalooza will be held in Indianapolis. So again, Indianapolis is like, oh, we got fucked out of a Mania, blah, blah, blah. They worked it out with them. They came to an agreement, like, you'll get big events. So whether that's the Rumble or like a WrestlePalooza, the first show on ESPN, this is going to be like Raw's debut on Netflix. It's going to be, they're going to present it like that, okay? Won't be a 2-night event, but it's going to be fucking crazy. 7 p.m. Eastern on September 20th. We're going live for that here at PWT. And yeah, so that was announced, and that should be a grand old gay old time. And so starting this September, ESPN becomes the exclusive U.S. home of every WWE premium live event. Also, should I note, it's funny they picked WrestlePalooza, an old ECW name for an event, which, guys, I think it's, here's the thing, Wrestle Dream and all that. I like that WrestleMania just has WrestleMania. There's no other shows called like Wrestle whatever. So I don't really like that they went with the name WrestlePalooza. I got to be honest. I like that all their shows are like Crown Jewels, Survivor Series, whatever. Then the main one is WrestleMania, right? Like Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dream, all that shit to me just screams like trying to copy WrestleMania. WrestlePalooza. This is like some fucking, and they even have like a chainsaw in there and shit, featuring John Cena, just flat out on ESPN. So I don't know if they have to move around when his retire, if he's going to be wrestling one extra match because of this or what the fuck. Either, probably not. They probably just work it into the dates he has left, and they'll just axe one of his appearances that they probably had planned and have him have a match on this WrestlePalooza or a Hardy segment, to say the least, because who knows how the show's going to be formatted or what's all going to be on it. Like, it's going to be like a glorified PLE essentially, or like a glorified Saturday night main event or whatever, or they're saying it's a pay-per-view. Why? Because people have to pay a premium to get this fucking event if they don't already have ESPN. I don't really know, but either way, they call it a premium live event. So people are like, oh, it's the first time a pay-per-view for WWE goes head-to-head with an AEW pay-per-view. It's a PLE, so it's still different. Like, Dave's going to be like, oh, man, the pay-per-view buys, AEW crushed them in them. That's what he's going to say, but like WWE doesn't really do pay-per-view buys. So he'll just be talking about like whatever bars and theaters and shit do that. But that's why also WWE partnered with Fandango to do like PLE screenings. They'll obviously do that for this. So anyways, starting this September, Crown Jewel in Perth on October 11th, Survivor Series War Games in San Diego, November 29th. They're all announced. And then WrestlePalooza, dude, I'm hyped for it. I wonder like what the theme or the branding or what we can expect from it. If it's going to feature like NXT and AAA people as well. Like, what are they going to do with that? WrestlePalooza makes it feel like a knockoff WrestleMania type thing, but I ain't mad at it. And it is a cool name just because of the ECW aspect. And again, they're going to do this more. They're going to bring back more and more WCW and ECW names for PLEs and TV specials and stuff in NXT, and Tony Khan will just continue to rip them off with things like September to Remember and shit like that. NXT PLEs will continue to air on Peacock via The Hollywood Reporter. Okay, so per Fightful, Saturday night's main event will run on Peacock, not NBC moving forward, so they're only on the cock. YouTube for me still, I'm assuming, international. Raw might be moving to an earlier start time beginning next month, and I don't know how frequently they're looking to do that, but I'm here for that, Eric. We'll just move the stream to be aligned with that, you know? But September 15, they've updated the start times. So September 15, Raw in Springfield, Mass, is listed for a 6:30 p.m. local start time. So that would be what? Like 4:30 my time, right? So that's crazy. Raw in Evansville, Indiana is now listed for 5:30 local start time, which is 6:30 Eastern. So that's 4:30 my time. Raleigh is now listed for 6:30 local time. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, so they're moving it back. That's pretty fucking crazy, dude. I'm excited for that. But Nattie Neidhart, Natalia's made history, announcing on Instagram that she is the first ever woman to be to win the prestigious Lou Thez Award from the Cauliflower Alley Club. The award is on the highest honors in professional wrestling, named after the legendary multi-time NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. And she says to be the first woman to be awarded the prestigious Lou Thez Award means so much to me, as Lou Thez is held as a standard bearer in wrestling. Man, congratulations. She shouted out Ron Simmons, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle. She deserves it, dude. That's awesome. So Andrew Schultz, which fucking cringe Lord Schultz is in Street Fighter. God damn it. God damn it. But he shared a teaser for Cody Rhodes' his appearance as Guile in the Street Fighter movie. I can't wait to see that. I think that's really good casting. Cody Rhodes as Guile. So Michelle McCool started piping back and forth with, and she changed her profile pic to be her like riding on the coattails of a cartoon Undertaker. And this dude's like, how many Undertaker in the Bank contracts does Michelle McCool get to cash in? And then McCool's like, according to y'all incredibly smart, apparently in every closed door exec meeting, believe what you want to believe, because that's what simple-minded folks do. Behind the scenes analyst, anyone I want, right? Where should I ride his coattails next? Sincerely, you're non-talented, want to stay relevant, clearly been married for over 15 years for this reason alone, friend. No one's saying you're only married to him for that reason alone, dude. You were a pro wrestler. Like, you had accolades and shit. It's just that, like, I'm sorry, in radio, you're the whole now. Like, you replaced the guy. It was two dudes hanging out, and then you became the whole of that show. That's how it's referred to. And you're not like you didn't make the show better. You made it, in fact, worse by most people's. And I'm not even hating on Michelle McCool or Undertaker or anything, but it just didn't make the show better by any stretch of the imagination. But she's like, yeah, most people don't use any original wording. And yeah, I don't know. Shout out Michelle McCool. Like, just the show's not as good as it was, I don't think. At least not in my opinion either. So, Lacey Lane, speaking of her opinions and ideas and shit, she says she felt she was very held back in WWE. So Lacey Lane, that's Kayden Carter, pitched storylines that weren't used. She's not trashing WWE, but, you know, she just pitched some shit that didn't get picked up. So, dude, when we play these Fanatics pods, they snipe you. It's like playing music. I can't move to the music, play that fucking music. They go nuts on these Fanatics fucking pods for, like, flagging you and stuff, but I'm still going to play it. God damn it, I'm just going to chance it anyways. But there's a baby on board. So, again, guys, I mean, I've talked about this ad nauseum. She did the interview saying, I want to have babies. I'm 37. Even before that, I had talked about ad nauseum. Yo, this is Naomi's final run and shit. It's not being talked about. I even said it. I could see her being world champion. And I had some guests push back on that. Like, I don't see her getting that. You know, they gave her the fucking run. That was the run. I could see her coming back and maybe like losing or maybe when she's 45 or something. But she even talked about she wants to have lots of kids. So she vacated the belt. She might come back at a Mania, have a match. That could totally happen. Maybe even a couple matches, but I just don't see her full-time in-ring career going on longer after this. I just got to be honest. And it's not because like, oh, 40's too old and shit for women. I'm not saying that at all whatsoever. From the words from her mouth and the way she lights up talking about the potential of having children and how badly she wants it. Some women become mothers, and that's just the shit they want to do, and that's what it seems like for her, you know? So she made this announcement, and I'm just so happy for her and Big Jim. There's going to be some Little Jim, Slim Jim, Real Jim, Jim, and Bob, peace, Billy Jim, right? And hopefully they pop them all out, and let's take a listen. Here's them announcing she's pregnant, and then she vacated the title on Raw and all of that, and she announced that it's like 7 weeks or whatever. So she knew, or she didn't know when she did the Money in the Bank shit. She found out after, right? She did all of that Money in the Bank shit like preggers. Now, I mean, there's conspiracy theories. They floating around. Like, did they actually know when they pulled the trigger and all that shit? I don't know. I was goofing about that earlier, but it's like, I don't know if they knew and then they did. And then that's why they're like, hey, cash in now and then just have your quick run and then you can vacate it. You can always come back. because they would accommodate that, you know. And I don't know if it's a danger. Is it a danger to a baby if it's only 7? I have no fucking clue. I'm not a scientist. But yeah, so or a biologist. What study? Probably both. A biologist is a scientist, kind of, isn't he? I'm a redact. Let's listen to Naomi announce Trinity Fatu announcing the newest edition of the Bloodline, or the latest edition.
You guys have something that you might want to announce? Maybe some news that you'd like to give? Should I potentially give a drum roll? Maybe not.
Yes, Big Jim has.
Oh, hey, Steph. I got you. You asked for a drum roll. The queen gets a fucking drum roll. Okay?
We need y'all to proceed with caution because there is a baby on board.
We pregnant. We all the way pregnant. Yeah.
And listen to the reaction from the crowd. Wrestlers used to have to like hide the pregnancy and then go have the kids secretly, then come back, you know, with a new hold. Go and learn a new hold, pal. Pop that thing out and come back with a new hold, pal. You better have a new fucking hold by the time you get back.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yes,
you want a Big Jim to say it?
Yes.
You need to say it. I need to hear you say it.
I gotta get used to saying
I know.
I'm pregnant and I'm having a baby.
Yay!
Look at, there's nothing in this world that makes her happier than the prospect of being a mother. I'm fucking super happy for her. And yeah, thank you, Naomi, because I think that's it. I'm being bold by saying it, but just I think that was it, you know? So this guy says, all I'm going to say is I'm lucky I turned on the $30 Hulu ESPN bundle today. FYI, the WWE fans, you can already upgrade to the new bundle starting today if you have the old bundle, so you can be ready for September 20th. So that's cool. Kevin Nash says he didn't have a seat at SummerSlam, and he called Bret to clear things up. And he said, I don't have a fucking seat either. And so Kevin Nash said this on Click This. Well, number one, I didn't go to the show because I knew I didn't have a seat. My whole thing was I did a signing inside the arena, inside MetLife. So I did a signing, you know what? 1:30, like 3 o'clock or something. I stopped going after they put me in a fucking box, and the monitor in the box didn't work. And the ring was so fucking small, and we were so far away that we had to look up and watch the fucking Tron, with no fucking announcing. It's bad enough to fucking have to watch fucking wrestling without fucking being able to fucking fast forward through shit, let alone no fucking announcing and volume. Dude, I thought I cussed a lot. I try and watch what I say. It's hard for me to go. It's actually not hard for me. It's just once you get me going off, it slips, man. It will slip. There are fucking warnings going off like crazy, dude. All right, we'll be okay though. I hope. Yeah, Nash concluded by reiterating his side of the story, clarifying that his presence at MetLife was strictly for a contracted autograph session and not as a guest of WWE. Yeah, dude, here's the thing, Nash. They put you in that shitty box. They should fucking have seats for you guys. But I do appreciate him speaking out and exposing it. But he's like, I called Bret to clarify. None of us got seats. It's like, well, that's not a good thing. JBL calls out internet trolls for disrespecting Triple H despite everything he's been through. So Bradshaw says, Triple H is on a yacht in Greece, and the only thing you can say is, oh, you know, as a 50-year-old guy, he doesn't look like he did when he was 20. What? He had a heart attack, almost died. He's lucky to not be in a freaking casket right now, somewhere buried. And he's on a yacht in Greece, living his life, living the best life with his beautiful wife. And you're online talking shit while eating Cheerios in your mom's basement. Boom. Fucking roasted. Cooked him. Before we get into Wrensday, because it is not only Rusev Day, but it is also Wrensday. So there's rumors, and I've peddled this innumerable times on this show. Dude, Jericho could go back. I mean, Triple H's thoughts is sort of reiterating this. He's a friend of the show, listens to the show, friend of the show. And so I'm not the only one who's thought of this, or he may have heard me say this. Doesn't matter. Rumble appearance, Hall of Fame. Fuck the Rumble appearance. Get that out of your guys' head. These guys are thinking little, too. Hall of Fame induction, WrestleMania program, put someone over, Legends deal, right. But that's small fucking fries. That's obviously. That just comes with the no shit. And that's no disrespect to Triple H's thoughts. either, right? But that's out there. But if you guys listen to PWT, you know your boy Phil puts over the notion of a new Fozzy song that goes to #1 because WWE fans run it up. Fozzy plays in the towns and they get a little bit of a boost after people have been, Hughesy's come on the show and been like, hey man, Fozzy's fucking ticket sales are down and shit. And people have posted videos. And Jericho's even canceled shows because of low ticket sales and lied and said he's slated to appear on AEW, and then he's not on that AEW show. Right? We've covered that on the show. So, hey, Fozzy gets an extra boost. The Talk is Jericho podcast goes under the Fanatics banner, like Impulsive, like The Undertaker's whatever the fuck with his wife, like all of these pods now, right? Cody Rhodes' shit. He does a liquor deal. He already did a little bit of the bubbly. He did a mimosa match. He could fucking he'll think of something. He gets his own I love vodka fucking deal, right? Jericho was drinking that vodka. Them Moscow mules. I think those are with gin. What's in a Moscow mule? I forget. But either way, we've been people said, oh, Jericho signed. Oh, also the bigger picture. He can do the Fanatic stuff, the induction, the Hall of Fame shit, the Legends deal. He can do a one-man show, maybe like Undertaker as well. Undertaker's doing these one-man shows. Jericho, I'm a thespian. I've been in movies. Hey, I can be in Netflix movies. Hey, maybe I can help my buddy Kevin Smith pitch something and fucking. That's what Jericho's thinking. And also, he's at the fucking airport. People are like, when you coming back to wrestling? Conan sort of pointed that out before, so we give him the assist for that. But think about all of these things, man, and think about his boat, his cruise. Think about now, hey, we're doing the cruise with NXT, AAA. It'll be on WWE's YouTube. Inject new life into the cruises as well, man. And I think totally he's looking at this. I feel like we've almost willed it into existence. People said that he signed a 10-year deal a while back. We've covered how that is bullshit. That was a rumor or whatever. His deal's apparently up like at the end of this year or this fall or this summer or whatever the fuck. People have thrown shit out for a while now. Pretty sure it's the end of this year. I think he's had injury. I don't know if he's been like hurt because in Jericho's deal, again, just to sort of like try and add some context here. I'm not a dirt sheet or anything, but it's like he's not getting frozen for taking time off to do the cruise or Fozzy shows or to go act in a movie or this or that. He's not getting time tacked on or like frozen on his deal for that. But has he been shoot hurt in AEW yet, where he's taken significant time off? I'm trying to think. I don't actually know if he has. I'm trying to and Jericho's making, like, if I had to guess, $3 million minimum per year in AEW since its inception. And that's a minimum as well. So there might be incentives that worked in there. Who knows? And maybe that's why Tony Khan doesn't get rid of, and someone pitched like pay-per-view points. Has he done that? Should they do that? And I'm like, there's no fucking way. But for a guy like I always said there's exceptions. Like if they gave 1% of the company to keep Jericho there forever, or 1% to Danielson to keep him there, that wouldn't entirely shock me. If, let's say, Jericho's like, because he's got pull there. Yeah, well, I have EVP benefits without being called one. Or I'm actually an investor in this company. Or I get Hogan. I'm Jericho Hogan, bro. Yeah, if the pay-per-view sales do more than 100,000, I get, then my fucking whatever kicks in. I could totally see him having something like that. But if I had to guess, like $3 million minimum per year, right? So how many years has he been there? 2019 through now. I mean, that's a lot of cheese. It's like if he goes back to WWE and they give him $1 million and he fucking is part of all this shit and his cruise blows up again and everything, like, he's down to do that. And his podcast gets a deal and all that shit. I want to see Jericho come home. He's a fucking legend in pro wrestling and WWE, even though like he started making his name around the world in ECW, in WCW. But what is he most known for? Like WWE. Vince even trusted him as, you're going to be the first undisputed champion. He's one of the guys that we talk about, like, who represents AEW and shit. Jericho, to me, he represented WWE more than WCW after his time spent there. For sure. He wasn't just like, oh, this was an old WCW guy type shit. So I don't know, man. I think, well, here, let me give you a fucking allegedly. Okay. So, as the gentleman who told me this would say, although I forgot his name,
Allegedly.
that's homage to my friend, by the way. It's not. I'm going to be linking up with Husey tomorrow, guys. So make sure you check it out over on his channel. And we're talking pro wrestling, okay? We're talking the beef between K100 and Vince Russo and them. So allegedly, some of these stories, WWE stories on the sheets, could be leaked so that Tony Khan could offer him even more money. And you guys got to remember, I tweeted this out. This isn't like anyone stooging anything, right? So I quote tweeted Dave as well, because Dave Meltzer's pushing it hard. Oh, the Jericho, the Jericho, his deal's up and he's gonna, he's totally interested. There's talks backstage.
Poor people don't like AEW.
Well, Jericho's friends with Dave, bro. And Dave could just be stooging shit and backing that up so that Tony throws way more money on the table than WWE would ever be willing to or whatever. And he could just stick it out in AEW. It wouldn't shock me if he's a for lifer. And I tweeted that out as well, that Tony Khan will do whatever it takes to keep Jericho. But sometimes it's yeah, what are you going to do? Buy me my own private plane? Maybe then. You already let me use yours all the time, right? And in WWE, they got them going on now too. So what are you going to fucking give me that I don't already have, Tony? Okay, that extra 2 million's awesome, but I'll still make $1 million and Fozzy will blow up again. And I really love doing that. It could just be that, or maybe he's just working the fucking
The best
sheets.
guys, Tony Khan.
But it is all allegedly here. And shout out Chris Jericho. And he posted to lean into everything. Look, his return at the Rumble on TikTok. And I just think we should believe, I don't think Jericho would be leaning into it as much as he is to get Tony to offer more. Tony's already throwing everything at him. If he's WWE's coming in, yeah, they're going to match the money. He could just lie and say that. It doesn't even have to be true. And Tony would be I'll double it. He would do anything to keep Jericho. And, but I just think Jericho would do anything to have again, the fanatics, the podcasts, all the other shit he's into doing. And he can wrestle and he can go to NXT. Think about Jericho showing up on NXT and giving people the rub. He just was working small little fucking venues for AEW. He's not above doing that. I'm not saying have a run in NXT, but just going there and giving someone the rub on one of these head-to-head episodes, or it would work out really well. And he's not completely cooked either. He could have more than one match. It's not just one WrestleMania match, put someone over. Nah, bro, he could have a couple. I see him wrestling in AEW for at least a couple more years. But that's just it. He's taken care of his body well enough to where he's not entirely beat up and shot, but come on, man. He's clearly missing a step and he's not. And if anyone spots Jericho and he's just in crazy shape, it's up. It's up. And this could also be, what does Eric Cartman call it? It's a quantum Jew double bluff or whatever, right? Where it's you fucking, it's a South Park bit, whatever. Maybe I just butchered that, but it's he could be doing this as a double bluff to get more, to squeeze that last 500,000 out of WWE as well. We don't fucking know, or maybe a few more years. Okay, hey, he's offering me this. Give me the fucking deal for 5 years instead of 3 or whatever, Because WWE is, some of these guys Miro, he signed for 2 years. That's a shoot, if anybody's reported that. And it's for him, he probably wanted longer, but it's why? Just, you got to sign the fucking 2 years, man, and just get to work, because you might not get it again. I know Tony's giving you millions of dollars. Miro is making 1 point some shit easily, with over $1 million guaranteed million minimum per year in AEW. How many years was he there? He cleared $4.5 million probably in AEW. I'm not joking. Minimum. Didn't do any work. So yeah, who knows? Keep an eye out for Jericho. If there's any wild Jericho spottings, maybe he has a show coming up I don't know about. If he's looking extra juicy, what's going on there. So I'd like to see him back. To cap off this WWE news section before we get into the main event of the evening, folks, it is Wrensday. We were talking about Miro, Rusev. It is Rusev Day, but it is also Wrensday. Happy Wrensday Did y'all watch NXT, man? Shit was fucking crazy. I caught most of the highlights and shit. I didn't actually see it all, but Javon Evans was wilding out on that table spot. Holy dude, what a fucking show. But here's Ren, and she looks none too impressed right now.
Hey guys, happy Wrensday. I just have one question. What am I supposed to do? I don't know if you saw this yesterday.
Ren wanted to here. She could kick both your heads into that ring.
Yeah. Hey, that's like my friend
But
like that. Don't
a 2-on-1? Is he joking? Because one isn't enough. I mean, I know y'all are probably stressed because like I'm stressed. And if there's one thing about us is we're going to stress. But don't worry. I spent a whole plane ride.
A Herpy Rana. World Wrestling Herpetainment. These are so funny.
On the way back from Philly, thinking about what to do. And I realized that what I need to do to prepare for this is hire myself the most elite trainer Orlando has to offer.
QT Marshall's like, sign me up. Yeah, donuts can be good to burn off. What did my wife ask me? Like, she's like, John Cena doesn't eat McDonald's or something. She was all shocked, like a big gulp. And in like Peacemaker, he's drinking a big gulp or something like that. And she's like, John Cena wouldn't drink a big gulp. I'm like, yeah, the amount he works out, like, yeah, he probably does, you know?
Well,
fucking Ren, man, pops me every time. And that was Wrensday edition of WWE News, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. WWE.